Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the new Bite Beauty Power Move Soft Matte Lipsticks. I have 5 shades of the lipsticks here, so I'm going to lip swatch them and talk about the formula. So if you'd like to see all of that, just keep on watching. All right, I'm going to start with the shade Sesame, and I've worn 2 of these shades. I've worn Sesame yesterday and I wore the red shade that I'm going to show you at the end as well. And I'm really quite impressed with the formula actually, and I'm really impressed with the Sesame color as well. So let me just put this right on. So this is Sesame. This is a really beautiful nude color. Actually, it reminds me a lot of Lisa Eldridge's Kitten Mischief in terms of the color, because it's a nice combination of pink, peach, brown. Doesn't lean too far in any direction, but it has enough warmth for me. I find I need quite a lot of warmth in my nude lipsticks for them to look flattering. And so I'm really, really happy with this color. You can see that the finish, it is a soft matte finish. And the feeling of these is different from any other lipstick that I have. I was a little bit concerned that it would feel something more like those MAC Powder Kiss lipsticks. I really don't like the feel of those. They just feel very dry and powdery on the lips. And these feel like nothing. Like they really, I can't really detect any sort of sensation from them at all on my lips, which is great. They don't feel moisturizing, but they don't feel like they're drying out my lips either. And I can tell you that I wore this for several hours yesterday, and the pigment stayed on great, and it felt comfortable the whole time I was wearing it. I didn't top it off with a balm or a gloss or anything. And I'm the kind of person that normally, I really like to have something moisturizing on my lips most of the time. I almost always have a balm on my lips on an everyday basis, but I felt very comfortable with this for several hours yesterday. It stayed looking great. The color lasted really well. And I even found when I was drinking out of a glass, none of the color came off at all. And so these aren't fully transfer proof, but they're pretty close. The finish is so beautiful because it has that kind of powdery matte finish to it, but it doesn't feel like a powdery matte. So I really love the finish of it. I think it really smooths out the lips. It's not really emphasizing the lines on my lips or anything. And it gives a really beautiful, even coverage with the color. And I already know that this color is going to be my most worn out of the ones I got. And since I mentioned Lisa Eldridge's Kitten Mischief, I just wanted to show a comparison. So the one on top here is Kitten Mischief, and then this is Sesame. They're very similar shades. I think that Kitten Mischief has a touch more warmth, so it's a little bit more peachy, but they end up looking very similar. And the finishes obviously are different too. So the Lisa Eldridge has a little bit more of a shine to it, and it does feel more moisturizing on the lips, whereas the Bite one is truly a really nice soft matte finish. Okay, next up is the shade Pomelo, and this is a brighter color. It's a peachy pink color. So let's see how this looks. That is such a pretty, fresh, peachy pink color. And Pomelo has really reminded me of Lisa Eldridge's Dance Card lipstick. So I've got those 2 compared here. This one is Dance Card, and then this one is Pomelo. So again, just like Kitten Mischief with Sesame, these 2 are very similar colors and give very similar effects on the lips. It's really more just a matter of the type of finish that you want, where the Lucent color is more moisturizing and a bit shinier, and the Bite one is more matte. So this is Pomelo. Okay, next up is the shade Fig, and Fig was a shade in their Amuse-Bouche line, which I loved, and I have that to compare, so I'm going to do a comparison in a moment. And I would describe this as kind of a mid-toned neutral pink. I can see warmth in there, but I can also see cool tones. And here's Fig compared with some other lipsticks. So this is the new Fig, the one that I have on right now. This is the Old Fig from the Amuse-Bouche line. So this one is a shinier formula. It's more of a satin formula. And when I look at the colors, they're not looking as different on screen. When I look at them on my hand, I can see a lot more blue in the older version of Fig. This one here is Lisa Eldridge's Velvet Beauty, which actually looks quite similar to the old version of Fig, where it has more of that blue, slight earthiness to it than the new Fig, which I think is a really nice, bright, vibrant color. So this is Fig. All right, next up is Radicchio, which is a really beautiful magenta type shade. So there's Radicchio. What a stunning color. This is just what I was hoping for. I wanted kind of a really vibrant, but still flattering kind of a raspberry shade. And I think that Radicchio is just that. And there's something about this finish, again, that's just really beautiful. And I think it helps, even with the brighter colors, you'll see with the red one as well that I'm gonna try on. There's something about the finish of these and how lightweight and thin the formula is that just makes it feel a little bit more effortless to wear a really bright and colorful lip like this. Sometimes I feel a little bit self-conscious wearing really bright colors. I have to be in the right kind of a mood to wear them. But with this formula and how lightweight and just soft it is and how beautifully it just really hugs the lips, I feel more comfortable wearing this on kind of like an everyday basis because it's just so flattering and thin on the lips. And then for comparisons for Radicchio, this is Radicchio in the middle. This is Lisa Eldridge Skyscraper Rose. That's the insanely saturated formula from her. And this is Lisa Eldridge Velvet Carnival. So both of the Lisa Eldridges are much brighter. They have more white in them and they look a lot more neon compared to Radicchio, which is just toned down a little bit, which I think can make it, again, just a little bit more easy to wear on an everyday basis, or if you're concerned about your bright lip looking too bright. Radicchio is great because it just is toned down a little bit to make it all that much easier to wear on an everyday basis. Okay, now last but not least, I have Cayenne. I'm gonna put that on, but I just put a little bit of corrector on my lips because these do stain, which I love. I really love a lip product that stains a little bit because it means it's gonna wear down really nicely and still leave color on for a really long time. But I just wanted to try and blank out the color a little bit for going into my last one. So again, this is Cayenne. All right, so here's what Cayenne looks like on the lips. It's a beautiful, warm, orangey red. And just like Radicchio, there is something that is just so wearable about it because of the formula and the finish, I think. And for my comparisons for Cayenne, that's Cayenne in the middle. This is Lisa Eldridge Velvet Morning, and this is Lisa Eldridge Velvet Ribbon. So Cayenne really does seem to kind of sit in between those two. It's not quite as orangey as Velvet Morning, and it's not quite as much of a blue-based sort of straight up red as Velvet Ribbon is. Right in between there, and definitely has more warmth than Ribbon and less warmth than Morning. A couple other notes on these lipsticks. The packaging is very similar to the old Amuse-Bouche packaging. It is lighter though. I think it's not quite as weighty in the hand as the old formula, and that might actually have to do with the lipstick formula itself, which is very lightweight. The finish on the packaging is the same, the size is the same as well, and that shape, which is really cool. I love how this mimics kind of what it looks like when you use up a lipstick, how you've got that dip in the center. And the word bite is in white on these new ones, where it was in black on the older ones. The only thing that I found a little bit disappointing about these new lipsticks is that the scent isn't the same as the old ones. The old Amuse-Bouche formula has this beautiful kind of lemonade scent, and it's quite unique for a lipstick to have that lemony kind of scent. and it was just a really fun aspect of these lipsticks. The new ones have more of a kind of vanilla-y scent, but there's a synthetic-y, almost sort of plastic note that I can pick up with these as well. It doesn't bother me, but it's not as nice as the lemon one was. And I don't know if everyone's going to notice that sort of synthetic note that I've picked up on. I have extremely sensitive sense of smell, but even with that, it's not an overwhelming scent at all, and you kind of just get used to it after a couple minutes. So I think that's everything that I wanted to say to start out. I'm just going to do some swatches of all of these 5 shades so you can see them all next to each other. Okay, here are the 5 shades. So this is Sesame, Pomelo, Fig, Radicchio, and Cayenne. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or questions below. I'd love to see those. And if you'd like to see more from me and you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would really love for you to do so. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.